Hey guys, what's up? This is your host Shiv from the Shadow Warriors coming back at you today with the Witch Slap guide, where we are going to talk about how to use the Witch Slap, something that is creeping into the meta attacks. Recently, we have been seeing a lot of Witch Slaps, not only by the casual gamers but even by the dedicated hardcore gamers. I would talk about it, especially at CWL level. We had been seeing a lot of Witch Slaps since the start of the CWL season 2. Now, the reason why such an attack strategy even exists in Clash of Clans is firstly the double witch buff done by Supercell. Now, previously Supercell nerfed witches by nerfing their skeletons. They changed the skeleton mechanics so that they made it that the skeletons spawned from witches could no longer trigger traps. Now, what happened is the skeletons spawned from witches, they could no longer trigger giant bombs, and witch groups just died, falling prey to giant bomb locations. And that is the reason why people stopped using witches to such an extent that witches were the most underused troop in Clash of Clans. They just became like Valkyries of 2014. And now Supercell has tried to bring witches back in the game by not only increasing the witches' hit points but also strengthening their projectile attack not only one time but two times in two different updates and in two successive updates. The second component in Witch Slap is your raised ballers and your powerful heroes. So the raised ballers have been overpowerful at Town Online since a lot of time recently. Now they did nerf ballers like one time when they did decrease their hit points, but it does not matter. You do not take ballers for their hit points, right? You take ballers for their damage per second and their incredible amount of rage damage per second. Now the Witch Walk is something that is about a witch slap, and the reason why it exists is that witches have more hit points, plus they are a ranged group in Clash of Clans. Now, if we talk about it, the bases that you are looking for when you are hitting bases, when you are selecting bases, what to hit with this kind of strategy is, with the splash damage, the wizard towers, the bomb towers, and the mortars, they are all concentrated within the gut of the base so that your golem or your hero and baller kill squad, all that stuff can take care of the splash damage, and the witches are just kept away from the splash damage. Now, something that is in the meta these days is those offset air defense style of bases, and whenever you see a base that has offset air defenses, it means that if you approach that base from the opposite side, there's nothing that is going to kill your healers. So air defenses do play a major role in witch slap attacks, but if air defenses are well set up in a way that your healers or witch walks are not a thing, you can still just go back to the conventional, the old method, the go way basically. You can replace those healers by golems. It works the same way, guys. The healers just keep the witch up, the golems are going to keep the witch up. Welcome to Ship's Clan War Mechanics as we break down some bases today. Alright guys, this is going to be the first base that we are going to look at. Just have a look at the base, pause the video for a while, think how you would witch slap it, if at all. And let's look at what Shani from USMC does here exactly. So basically, there are like two components of the witch slap. One is going to be your witch portion of the attack, the second is going to be your baller portion of the attack. Now first of all, you have to decide which side of the base do you want to approach from. Ideally, you want to approach from a side of the base where you get all of the wizard towers taken care of as soon as you can. You need the CC to be gone, and you need the opponent queen to be gone. That is what you need to be taken care of, because the witches are not really great at dealing with the queens. They are all great at dealing with kings. So if the king was on the opposite side of the base, it would not have been a problem. But you want to get rid of as many wizard towers as you can. If you can get bomb towers, that is a bonus, but not necessary, especially because witches have healers backing them up. They can deal with bomb towers or something. So what he does right here, Shani, what he does right here is comes in with the first witch group from the bottom, the second witch group from the top. Now this is going to be the same thing, guys, in every single attack. You're gonna use some healers to support those witches, and then you want the witches to continue their walks. Now you do not want them to kind of like go back to the center of the base. You never want them to come towards the center of the base. What you want your witches actually to do is you want them to walk across the sides of the base. So you want them to create two flanks, and you want your main group kind of like to go inside the base and get rid of everything. Now what how far do you want your main group to go into the base is the question. Like how much value do you want your main group to get? And I would say everything that your witches cannot get. And let me just mark it out. So your witches can get the wizard tower right there because it is like only one tower away from the wall. Your witches can get that cannon, so just exclude that cannon from what your main group has to take. The witches can get all of that I'm excluding, and all of that I'm including is something that your witches cannot get. So if you can establish a kill squad in the base that can get like this whole polygon region taken care of, you are good to go. You're good to use the witch slap attack on it. Now what Shani does is he uses the jump spell kind of like here, and look at the channel kind of like that helps him. Just out of my tools, look at this channel. That is kind of like a runaway for his main kill squad, and then he uses the I'm always out of tools. And then he uses the second jump spell here. Has a rage, has a heal. The king and the baller squad. It is gonna go here, the king and ballers, and the witches are gonna go here, and that is pretty much it. Let's look at the main attack. Alright guys, let us have a look at Shani here bringing in the witch slap on King Ka. I just realized that we have never discussed about how to funnel ballers inside the base. We're still not going to discuss about it because it's going to be a separate video, and we are going to let's keep that for the future because this would actually prolong this video unnecessarily. So the two witch groups have been deployed using 11 witches onto this one. Well, one witch is going to back the kill squad. So more often than not, you see like 6 to 10 witches, and the ones that I've seen mostly successful are the ones that use 10 witches. In comes the hero group and the baller squad. Now what you have to take care of is that your ballers go in. So if your ballers do not go in, you're pretty much screwed, guys. There's no way back then. Like if your ballers wander out, if your heroes or your golem wanders out, and the golem would never wander out though. But if anyone wanders out of this main group, you are pretty much screwed. Now if there is a love in the CC, just keep your queen away from the hound, and that means you want your queen to wander out. Now look at the massive push gotten by the kill squad, and impressive placements on those two jump spells as they can get him access to like the entire base. The queen still remaining with her ability, and that is going to be key, and that is going to be something that you are going to notice in many of these attacks. The queen is almost always going to be left with her ability, and the queen's ability is going to be very crucial in these attacks. So you never want to use the queen's ability early. You always want to kind of like hold it, especially since the queen is going to be a major damage dealing unit in your kill squad. I would say he does not even need to use the ability at this point. Wait, will Shen. The last base that we are going to look at in today's video, the region within the polygon. Just think about it. These are the defenses that are not made for the witches. Your kill squad basically has to take care of these defenses. Now the plan is pretty simple and pretty solid on this one. Wants to get now let's see, what do you want to get? You want to get the wizard towers, of course. I should use their red colors for threats, right? You want to get the queen, you want to get the CC, so there's no question about it. Your angle of approach on the base has to be from here. Now you have a witch group sort of like here, you have another witch group sort of like here. Where do you want your witch groups to head is, you want the first witch group to head here, you want the other witch group to head kind of like in this fashion, and then you want your main kill squad to go inside the base. Let us get all of this out of the way, and let's talk about your kill squad for a while. So basically what he does in this attack is he notices that only one jump spell can get him access to like the entire base, provided that his kill squad does walk in the right area. So if he gets a really great funnel creator along this direction, and if he just drops his kill squad in a way that it heads here and then heads here, and this is what is kind of like the plan. All this might look like this might look to you guys that this is way too ambitious, but that is what exactly happens as Suna brings in this attack. Yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. There's not much planning involved in the witch slap. Now for your ballers, if you want your ballers to just go inside the base, you have to get all of this trash, of course, taken care of. The trash is something that you are really great at funneling. Now, besides the trash, you want this archer tower to go down, you want this archer tower to go down. If both of these archer towers are taken care of, the ballers are heading in the base. Now, if you do not understand why, you will understand it later, because actually what the ballers can do is, if the baller is standing here, the archer tower is a closer target for the baller than this kind of section right there. So that is the way it works. We'll talk about it more in our baller video, but that is going to be pretty much it, guys. It's an easy attack, not much planning involved in it. Let us quickly jump to the main attack. Alright, so we are looking at 10 witches being used in this particular attack by Suna 14 going against Scourge. Well, he is going to set up a really massive funnel. Now look at the queen, supported by a baby dragon, sort of like working on the trash, the heavy trash I would say. Those storages are not light trash, they are heavy trash buildings. Sort of like working on them. Also does not want the witches to go in, but since there are heroes, the witches and the skeletons are going to be attracted towards them. The defending queen does attract the friendly king towards her, and that is good because actually it does help in the pathing of the king and other troops towards the jump spell. Now look at the way Suna is going to control her ballers. Beautiful, just incredible walk by the ballers and the king, the queen, all of that stuff. Everything is funneled into the jump spell, guys. That is a really ambitious plan, but something that works and something that Suna did right here. I'm just speechless here. I just don't know what to comment on it. Like, the jump spell was so far from the injury, and you still had a plan to get everything right. Look at the kill squad now. I mean, when you get everything right, look at the damage the kill squad deals. As the king is finally going to go down, but the ballers still working. Now the healers have switched targets, and they are now healing the queen, which is great. Actually, they are healing the golemite, and now they are healing the queen. So this is great because the witches are behind the queen, so the queen is the one who is actually taking fire from some archer towers. Looks like some skeletons are doing that too. There goes a giant bomb. The golemite is gonna die, but look at the massive group of skeletons coming from the north. One archer tower against the whole world, not going to stand for a whole lot of while. As this archer tower is finally taken care of, looks like one giant bomb does do something to prevent that archer tower from going down. This is your host Shiv. I'll catch you guys later. Until next time, bye bye for now. I'm signing out.